Welcome back everyone to another edition of Figures from the Attic. Today we're doing a new figure review unboxing. This time it's going to be Ultimate Edition Eddie Guerrero. This is a figure that I've been looking to get added to my collection for quite some time. Believe it or not, the only Eddie Guerrero action figures that I have are the old school Jakks Ruthless Aggression style of figures. I don't have any Mattel Eddie Guerrero, which is crazy. I couldn't believe it. I guess something has stopped me every time from officially pulling the trigger on the Mattel Eddie Guerreros. I remember a couple years back they released that one Eddie Guerrero. I think it was also an Ultimate Edition. He was wearing red tights, and he just looked so massive. To me, it just looked comical, and I was like, I'm gonna pass on that one. But then I saw the release of this particular Eddie Guerrero. There you see him out of the cardboard packaging, and I was like, that is near flawless. And looking at it in person, I stand by that statement. I can't wait to get this popped out. But apologize for the noise. Let me actually, because it has these little rubber bands, those threaded rubber bands. Let me try to cut those off so I'm not making a ton of noise with this plastic crunch. But what I was saying was, this is the purple gear that Eddie Guerrero wore. I believe it was Great American Bash 2004. And it's the night that he had his title defense against JBL in a bull rope match. And at that time period, for me as a wrestling fan, I was 14 years old and I had just gotten back into wrestling. After a period of kind of stepping away from it, you know, I was a big fan in the early, mid, late 90s, early 2000s, but then I kind of dropped off in about 2002, 2003, but got back into it in 2004, and I remember the hype for the Eddie Guerrero championship reign. I remember his feud with JBL very well, so this kind of takes me back to that time. I remember getting those eras of SmackDown pay-per-views on DVD. I used to go to the mall and pick up those DVDs, and he was featured prominently on a lot of those. Judgment Day 2004, Great American Bash 2004, SummerSlam 04. Eddie Guerrero was a big staple during that time because he was the champion. So I'm excited to have this in my collection, and I do not regret my decision of waiting to get this specific one. I guess the wait was worth it. But let me just get all these accessories out, including the bull rope from that match with JBL that I was talking about. I'm gonna put that right there. You get the classic, probably one of the most classic merch t-shirts in WWE history. Latino Heat. It's like split, half black, half white with the red lettering. Kind of looks like Scarface a little bit, that same type of vibe. I would put that up there with like the NWO, Austin 316 type shirts. That's an iconic t-shirt, so pretty cool to have that. You get a bunch of different hands. What do you guys do with all your excess hands? I know a lot of people use them to make custom figures and whatnot. I kind of have just like a big bag that I put them all in, because I normally just display the figure with, you know, one set of hands, and then I kind of put the rest to the side. This particular one, I'm gonna use these kind of, I guess for lack of a better word, party hands or taunting hands, dancing hands. The ones where he's going like this, hey, because that's kind of like what he would do. But it's funny, he's got like a severe case of hitchhiker thumb on this one. If you can see, it looks like the thumb got bent up somehow. I might need to put some heat on that, some Latino heat, if you know what I mean. But let's pop these in. And let's look at the heads as well. So you get the one that comes with it, where he's just kind of smirking, the classic Eddie Guerrero smirk. You get more of a closed mouth smirk, whereas the first one you can see teeth. This one, no teeth, just kind of a sly smile. And then you've got, he's kind of chanting, "Viva la raza!" That's kind of what it looks like. He's like shouting with his mouth wide open. I like the one that it comes with, honestly. I'm gonna stick with the one that it came with. Let's see what this Latino Heat shirt looks like on him. I like that they kind of did away with the Velcro. I know for a long time these merch shirts, the soft goods t-shirts would have Velcro in the back. This looks a little more authentic. I'm gonna take off the arm so I can put the shirt on, because obviously in real life t-shirts don't have a big Velcro going down the back. So the fact that these don't have it either, it's more of like a real t-shirt, I think that's pretty cool. But let's put that shirt on him. Let's see how that looks. Put the arms back on. There we go. And there he is. There is Latino Heat Ultimate Edition. And like I was saying, you get the purple tights with the gold cross, those red flames. In the back in gold it says Latino. And he's got the matching gold boots with the black flames going up on the boots. Classic Eddie Guerrero style look. You've got the frosted tips, very mid-2000s, straight out of that era. And you got his tattoo, which he had a forearm tattoo, and it was, I believe, like a big cross. Unfortunately on mine, I don't know if this affects every one of these Ultimates. You guys let me know. But it looks like his tattoo on his forearm is kind of misaligned, or it wasn't applied very properly. But unfortunately, the tattoo is not great. The tattoo is not great. But it is what it is, you know. Every toy, every action figure is going to have some kind of flaw. Gives it personality. Just like people, you know. That's just the way the world goes. And of course, you do have the bull rope. The bull rope is good quality. It's not actual rope material. It's all plastic. But it is pretty pliable. So if you're doing a fig fed, if you're having a match, and you wanted to have a bull rope match, this would be a great accessory. Let's see how it fits on his wrist. It does have these little slots where you can insert a wrist. There we go. Put the arm back on. So he is locked in with that bull rope, and of course the opponent would be locked into the other side. Let's see. Maybe for this one, the bull rope, he's going to be a little more excited because he's in the middle of a match. So how's that? There we go. Look at that one. And there you have, of course, the cowbell that they smack the opponent in the head with. I remember that match being, I know the Judgment Day 2004 match was a classic massacre, like bloodbath. That match was wild with with the amount of bleeding that Eddie Guerrero did in that one. I believe in the bull rope match at Great American Bash, there was also some blood, but not nearly as bad. But either way, that is Ultimate Edition Eddie Guerrero. Very happy that I waited to make this the first Mattel Eddie Guerrero in my collection. Very pleased with it in the flesh and the plastic, so to speak. As an overall score, I mean, the head scans are phenomenal. Every one of them look exactly like Eddie Guerrero. I love the soft goods t-shirt. I love the accessory. I love the gear. I love the build. It's not too big for him. It's not too small. The molds look perfect for Eddie Guerrero. And I'm excited to get him displayed. So as a score, I think this is the best figure I've reviewed on this channel so far. So I think I've gone as high as a 9. I'm going to call this a 9.5. This is a 9.5 out of 10 action figure. Okay, I'm going to display him with this head here. So I'll just show you the finished product. There we go. But that's Eddie Guerrero, 9.5 out of 10. If you see it in the stores, if you see it at Walmart, Target, or if you just want to go to ringsidecollectibles.com, I would highly recommend picking this one up. Again, thanks for watching and stay tuned for more.